want to ask is, it's summer. There's some players that are still looking to get signed. They can even be, class 2025, even class 2026, because now those are open to talk to. What's some advice that you'll kind of give those kids during this summer month before the season starts? What would you kind of tell them in order to get seen and get a little bit more exposure on them?
Class of 25. Here's my advice for you if you're a class of 25 kid. Okay. You need to go to these camps with a plan. What is your plan? Okay. That's first. Second, when you go to these camps, you have to be somebody that they say something to once. When I say once, I mean they're going to tell you once. And when I say they're telling you once, you could be all the way at the back of the line. If the coach is saying it to the guy at the front of the line, he's talking to you too. Don't come up there and mess up that drill. Don't be a drill buster. So make sure that your listening ears are on, because the last thing I want to see as a coach is a kid who just messed up the drill that I just got done talking about. Right? So and I saw that happen plenty of times this summer. So the first thing is be prepared to be somebody who's engaged in what's going on. Right? Be engaged. Go out there and compete. Whether you lose a rep or not, finish the rep. Finish the rep. Whether you lose it or not, finish the rep. The next thing is, once the camp is done, man, like, you got to walk up to somebody and introduce yourself, right? And then ask those coaches what they're looking for. Ask those coaches what they're looking for. But here's the next thing, right? Some of you guys are going to go to big camps, which is fine, right? You want to go to Ohio State, that's fine. Go to Ohio State. But if you're a 5'8", 162-pound corner who runs a 4.7, right? Don't only go to Ohio State, man. Go to University of Findlay. Right? Go check out what they got going on. Maybe go to Youngstown State as well. Check out what they got going on. Because what's the likelihood that you're a class of 25 kid and Ohio State did not know about you and you a ball? Exactly. What are the chances? Like, the chances are very slim. I'm not saying it's impossible, but the chances are very slim. Because you got to think about it. Power 5 and Group of 5 schools are usually recruiting 2 years ahead.
I was going to say, yeah.
So what's really the chance? What's really the chance that the scouting department at the Ohio State University missed you completely? Right. It's not that big of a chance. So, yeah, go see the Buckeyes, but go see somebody else as well that has guys that look like you on their roster, right? So you got to find schools that fit you, because while you're driving around, going to Ohio State, going to Cincy, going to the Bobcats, you're going to all these big Group of 5, Power 5 schools. You don't ignore Mount Union. That's need-based, right? They got need-based scholarships. You don't know if you could go there for free and possibly win a national championship at the Division III level. You know what I'm saying? So the big thing is going to be find schools that fit you. Because if you don't find a school that fits you, that's how you're on the outside looking in. For the majority of 2025 kids, there's going to be a school that fits you. But you have to find who likes you, man. You can't pull up to prom night trying to talk to everybody because they're cute. You gotta talk to who talk to you. Like, you gotta dance with who says yes, bro. You can't just be grabbing people's wrists and talking about, hey, come here. No, bro. Right. You gotta dance with who wants to dance with you at the end of the day. And that's the thing that I'm gonna tell you if you're 25 and you're 26. Now, if you're 26, you gotta go hard right now. You gotta go hard. This is when they can find you. Like, this is when the guys that are hidden gems get found. The 26s, late in their junior years when they get found. So the big thing is, make sure you're ready to go into your season and go win a starting job and go perform at a high level. Once that season is done, have a professional highlight tape. No music. Highlight yourself pre-snap. Okay? Make sure you highlight yourself pre-snap. Don't put no music on there. Okay? You don't need to put no slow motion. We don't need no slow motion. We got Huddle. Trust me, we got remotes. We can slow it down if we need to. And then as soon as that January time come around, go find you a second sport to play. I'm a big skill players, track. Bigs, wrestling. Okay? Like that, those are my two, right? If not, throw some basketball in there, throw some baseball in there, depending on, again, if you're a big or a skill. Because ain't nothing like a DB or a receiver playing outfielder in baseball. You know what I'm saying? Right. Ain't nothing like a big who's playing a 4 or a 5 on the basketball team. You know what I'm saying? So go find a second sport during that spring, and then boom, once that springtime come around, go to college campuses and go try to watch a spring practice, man. If you think you Power 5 going into your senior year, go to a spring practice and go watch them boys at Florida State. Go watch them at Georgia. Go watch them at Ohio State. Go watch what they look like at the Power 5 and Group of 5 level and have a true, honest conversation with yourself. Can I go play with that guy? And the answer might be yes, and the answer might be no, but either one is okay. It's about keeping it real with yourself so that when the camp season comes, right? Because let's do this, right? Let's say a junior going into a senior year does go visit a couple schools and check out spring practice. And when that spring season comes and now it's time to go to camps, maybe he just got done doing Ohio State the previous year, but now he ain't going to do Ohio State. Maybe he's going to do a Findlay. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's going to do a Youngstown State. You know what I mean? Like maybe he's going to go down to FAMU and Bethune-Cookman's camp rather than going to Florida State's camp because he knows I'm probably a better fit for those schools. You know what I mean? Because he went to Florida State spring practice, seen the corners that they had, all 6'2", 6'3", 198 pounds, and he 5'9", 170. So it's about realizing who you are because at the end of the day, this game is very simple. You got to get in where you fit in. You got to get in where you fit in. So that's my advice to 25s and 26s. 25s, the time is here. 26s, this time needs to be spent doing the research and the work. The research and the work is going to get you the signing day for 2026. But if you don't do the research, and even if you do the work, you're going to wind up chasing PWOs. And there's nothing wrong with PWOs. The majority of kids want scholarships, though. The majority of kids want scholarships. Nobody goes on Twitter and says, hey, coaches are sleeping on me. Send me a PWO. They be on there talking about, hey, send me an O. They be talking about send me an O. They don't be talking about no PWO. So obviously the majority of kids want to get full rides or close to full rides. So if that's what you really want, you got to be able to go find the information so you can go make a sound decision on where you're going to camp at, who you're going to be trying to reach out to, and how you're going to attack this thing. But at the end of the day, you got to be your own marketer, man. Like the kids that constantly post on Twitter, right? Like everything that you're doing that's athletic, man, that needs to be, your Twitter needs to be a professional website. Website. I need to be able to find you real quick. And here's what I'll tell you, man. If I got any advice for real, fellas, if you can go ahead and go on Google and attach your transcript on some kind of document on Google and put that link in your bio and your transcripts are readily available, and then and let's just say you create an Excel document, right? That Excel document has a link to your transcript, a link to your film, and a link to a workout. I'm telling you right now, you put that in your bio. Now I got film, transcript, everything ready to go. I'm gonna tell you right now, the kids that make my job the easiest are the first ones I want to slide in their DMs and be like, hey, shoot me your number. I gotta hop on the phone with you. Because there's nothing like information being ready. When information is ready, it tells me that you about your business. You about your business. Yeah. So for me, when I see that, I'm just like, okay, that's somebody that is serious about playing college football. Serious about college football. Because that's somebody who's seeking an opportunity actively and is in charge of their own destiny. He really want to be doing this thing. So I think more than anything, if you can kind of put yourself in that position where your information is readily available, right? And fellas, if you know your GPA ain't good, man, don't. I'm not gonna tell you don't slide in no DMs, but just understand what school you're at least talking to. If I'm a state school, you might have a shot, but don't slide in my DMs if I'm a private academic institution.
Exactly.
Right? Like at Franklin Pierce University, we're a private school. The lowest I can take a kid on is probably 2.7, because anything lower than that, he ain't gonna get much academic money. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know what schools DMs you're sliding into, man. You can't slide into Georgetown's DMs talking about 2.4. You know what I mean? Like you gotta get in where you fit in. So do the research on the schools before you start sliding in DMs, fellas. Like I'm all for it, obviously, because you gotta be able to get some attention and contact people. So I'm good with it. You know, I'm one of them coaches that I leave my DMs open. You know what I mean? I leave my DMs open. I'm not trying to keep kids out of my DMs, because at the end of the day, the job is to go find the best player that you can. But please know what school you're reaching out to, because some of these schools are high academic schools. They're not state schools that can take kids with 2.4, 2.5. Like you gotta, like, not only you have to have the core credits with us, you also gotta have the GPA to back it up, because our institution prides itself on being an academic school. You know what I mean? So just know whose DMs you're sliding into. So that way, at the very least, when you slide in my DMs and you say, you know, I got 2.5, if I'm a state school, I might not be too pressed about that. But if I'm at a private school, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, there's kids sometimes that, you know, hey coach, you know, I got 2.3 right now, it's my senior year, but I'm finna take these summer classes. I'm finna go hard in the class from this fall, and I'm gonna get a 2.9 for one. That ain't gonna happen. You ain't getting no 2.9 from 2.3. One
Yeah, no,
semester,
that's
you ain't getting
insane.
that. I mean, you ain't getting that. You know. But the second thing is just at the very least, you know who you're talking to, because some of these schools they give a lot of money for academics, so you got to make sure that you're matched up. This is again about getting in where you fit in. 5'8", 175,
Mm-hmm.
you probably ain't going to Georgia, son. You know what I mean? But
Right.
2.3, you're probably not getting into, Harvard and Yale, obviously, with those kind of grades. So you got to just know
Yeah,
who you're talking to and what matches you best. You know what I mean? So that's my advice for you
absolutely.
25 to 6ers that are looking for, an opportunity at the next level in these coming months and years.